Hey, Allie, look at this.
What is it, Bud?
It looks like a bug. I bet it has to do with today's book. Maybe Miss Leanne and Miss Sandy can tell us more about it. Hey, Bud and Allie, how are y'all today?
Hi, Miss Sandy. Miss Sandy, is this picture what we will be learning about today?
Yes, I'm so excited. Hey, Leanne. Wait, what are you wearing?
What, these? These are my fly eyeglasses.
Did you say your fly eyeglasses?
Yes, when you look through them, you can see the world exactly the same way a fly does, with all of its different eyeballs.
Ooh, that sounds cool. May I try them?
Sure, Bud. Have a look.
Oh, so many Miss Leanne's. Well, Leanne, those are perfect for today's topic. Today, we're going to learn all about insects. And we're so happy to have the girls and boys at home joining us today.
Yay!
Wait, exactly what are insects?
Well, that's a great question, Bud. Let's start by learning some English vocabulary words to help us better understand this topic.
Let's look at the computer screen as we learn these words. The first word is insect. Bud and Allie, can you say that word?
Insects.
Great job.
I know this word. I just call them bugs.
Yeah, Allie, you're right. We often call insects bugs. Bud, do you know what they are by looking at the picture? I think so. My abuela calls them insectos. That's right, Bud. Many words in English and Spanish look and sound alike, and they mean the same thing. These words are called cognates. Un insecto and insect are cognates. They sound alike, look alike, and mean the same thing.
Insects have lots of legs and they crawl around. Some of them even fly.
That's right, Allie. Those are all good characteristics of insects. Whenever I'm learning a new word, I like to think of a gesture or a motion I can do to help me remember what the word means. Since we just said that insects have lots of legs, maybe we could make this motion to remember the meaning of the words. If we move our fingers like this, it'll help us to remember that insects crawl around on their many legs. Let's say that word together one more time as we make that motion. Ready? Go.
Insects.
That's good. Now Miss Leanne's going to tell us about the next important word.
Our next word is fly. Can you say that word?
Fly.
Excellent.
I know flies. They are pesky and they're always flying around my food.
Their eyes are different than ours. That's right, Allie. As we saw from my fly eyeglasses, flies have different eyes than us, and their eyes let them see the world in a way that's very different from how we do.
In Spanish, we call them moscas.
That's right, Bud. I'm so glad that you know that word in Spanish because it'll help us all understand the word better. Hey, I've got an idea. Why don't we use our arms to show us how flies fly? Maybe that will help us remember the meaning of this word. Can you all do that as we say the word fly? Ready? Fly. Friends at home, can you join us? Ready? Go. Fly.
Our next word is...
I know what that is. It's a grasshopper.
That's right, Allie. Great job. This green insect is a grasshopper. It has really long legs.
Grasshoppers use those long legs to jump really high.
That's right. And the Spanish word for grasshopper is saltamontes. Oh yes, I heard my abuela call it that. What gesture do you think we should use to remember what a grasshopper is?
Maybe we could jump up and down just like they do.
That's a great idea, Allie. Boys and girls at home, try this with us. Let's all say the word one more time as we jump up and down to remember the word. Ready? Go.
Grasshopper. You two did so great on that word. I'm sure you'll know what this next word is. This insect is an
Ant. We call them hormigas in Spanish.
That's right, Bud. Great job. I don't like ants. They bite. You're right, Allie. Ants do bite. And in Mississippi, we have fire ants. Their bites really hurt. But there are all different kinds of ants all over the world. And some of them are a lot bigger than others.
They like to get on food when we have picnics, and they carry things on their backs.
You're right, Bud. We have to be careful when we eat food outside because the ants might get on it. Why do you think ants get on our food?
Are they eating it?
You're right. I wonder if that could maybe help us think of a gesture we could use to remember the kind of ants we're talking about.
Well, since they carry things on their backs, maybe we could walk and act like we're carrying something on our backs.
That's a great idea. Could you two say that word together while we make a carrying kind of gesture? Friends at home, do it with us. Ready, everybody? Go. Ant.
Do you know what this insect is?
I know. It's a dragonfly. They are so delicious.
That's right, Allie.
It has such big wings. I see them by the water all the time. They look so smooth when they fly.
That's right, Allie. I can tell you two really know a lot about insects already. Since dragonflies fly around but have much bigger wings than flies, how about if we spread our arms out really far like a dragonfly and soar around like they do? Boys and girls at home, are you ready to try this with us? All right, let's try it together as we say the word dragonfly. Ready? Go.
Dragonfly. That was a lot of fun. I like that gesture. All right, you guys, here's our next type of insect. This is called a beetle.
Wow, those horns look like they could hurt you.
They do look really fierce, Bud. You're right. Beetles have hard outer shells, and some of them even have horns. Hey, Bud, do you know the word for beetle in Spanish?
I don't think so. What is it?
In Spanish, we call them un escarabajo.
Un escarabajo.
That's right. And Bud, since the beetle in our picture had those really big horns, why don't we use our hands to pretend like we have horns just like the beetle, like this? Let's do that motion and say the word beetle. Beetle.
Beetle.
Now let's do it one more time with our friends at home so they can practice with us. Ready? Go. Beetle. Great job. Our next vocabulary word, it's a little different. Look at this picture. This is a picture of an animal habitat. Can you all say the word habitat? Habitat. Great job. A habitat is a place where animals live.
Yes, I live in the woods. My habitat is in the woods.
And I live in a swamp. My habitat is a swamp. And the boys and girls at home live in houses or apartments or trailers. Those are their habitats. You've got it. And you know what? The word habitat is almost the exact same in Spanish. In Spanish, we call it un hábitat. It's a cognate. You remembered. Yes, Allie. Habitat and habitat are cognates. They look alike, they sound alike, and they mean almost the same thing. In this case, they do mean the same thing. What if we made a gesture with our hands to make the shape of a house? Could you all do that with us? Let's try saying habitat and making a shape of a house. Friends at home, do it with us. Ready? Go! Habitat. Great job.
Here's a picture to go with our next word, social. Social is a cognate too. The Spanish word is social.
They are all together.
That's right, Allie. Social insects are those that live and work together in a family or a group. We live with our families. Yes, we do. We are social animals like some of the insects we'll read about today. What gesture do you think we could use to help us remember what social means?
Well, we could put our hands together. All our fingers could be like insects, and then they're being social.
That's a terrific idea, Allie. Let's all say the word one more time with all the kids at home while we make Allie's motion. Ready, everyone? Go.
Social. Our last word is solitary. This is when animals live alone.
What's the Spanish word for solitary? Is it a cognate too?
It is a cognate. The Spanish word is solitario. This word is the opposite of social.
Does that mean that solitary insects live alone?
That's right, Bud. They do live alone. So, do you have an idea of a gesture we could use to help us remember the meaning of the word solitary?
Well, how about if we hold up one finger to show that solitary means they live alone?
That's a great idea, Bud. I can tell that you're really thinking about the meanings of these words. Let's practice the word in English one more time while we do the motion. Ready, everybody? Go. Solitary. That was great. Now let's learn more about insects by looking at this great book.
My favorite part of books is looking at the pictures.
You know what, Bud? I love looking at the pictures too. And that is a great way to learn more about a book before actually reading it.
You know what? That gives me an idea. Why don't we do a book walk for this book?
What's a book walk?
Well, it's just a chance for us to look through the pages and the pictures of the book and get an idea of what the book will be about. How's that sound to you?
That sounds like fun.
Yes. Okay, let's get started. Right away, we can see from the cover and the first page that we'll learn a lot of different things, kinds of insects in this book.
Well, this next page is a cartoon page. I wonder why they put that in this book. All the other pictures are of real pictures of insects. That's a really good observation, Allie. Sometimes when a book wants to let us know that part of the information is not fact, they use a clue to let the reader know it's different from the rest of the book. We'll find out more when we read the story.
Hey, Miss Leanne, look at these flies. You can really see their eyes. They look really big, just like your fly eyeglasses.
Yes, Bud. And that's one of the things I like most about doing picture walks. They give us a chance to really look at the great pictures the authors and illustrators have given us. That way, when we read the book, we'll be able to really focus on what the words are teaching us about the topic. Well, these next two pictures don't really look like they have anything to do with insects. They are just pictures of the earth.
When we listen to the book, we'll have to pay special attention to these pages to find out what they're talking about. Well, I wonder if they have anything to do with that new word we learned, habitat.
Ooh, I like that idea, Bud. I bet you're right. Let's take a look at the next couple of pages.
This picture shows insect eggs on a leaf. I bet they will talk about how and why insects leave their eggs on a leaf. It looks like they could just fall right off. What do you two notice about the next two pages?
Well, that first one has 3 types of bugs, and one of them is a grasshopper. That's one of our new vocabulary words.
Leanne? Leanne, yoo-hoo! What are you doing?
I'm practicing our word grasshopper while I do the jumping motion we learned to remember it.
Okay, that's really smart, Leanne. Practicing words and gestures that we've learned is a really important part of remembering new words.
That was fun. Maybe we should keep looking at the book.
Well, the next picture has a ladybug, and they are types of beetles.
In this book, we will learn all sorts of interesting facts about all these insects. So we need to pay very careful attention to the new words we learned and how they help us to understand about the insects.
Take a look at this next picture. What does it make you think of?
I know. This must be where they teach us about social and solitary insects.
You are so smart, Allie. I love how you two are using that new vocabulary we've learned. Now, let's look at the next page. That looks like a fire ant.
It does look a lot like the fire ants we see here in Mississippi, Bud. But actually, this is called an army ant.
Did you say army ant?
That's right, Bud. Army ants work together to capture their prey. We will learn much more about them when we read this part of the book.
I can't wait for that part.
Oh, look at this page. It looks so cold there. I can't imagine any creature, let alone a tiny little insect, could live in such a cold place.
I know, Allie, but there are actually some insects that live in these cold places, and you'll learn some really interesting facts about them. And guess what? Some of them never eat.
Never eat. I can't believe that. I'm going to pay special attention when we get to that part. Ooh, look, my favorite snack, the delicious dragonfly.
I know you love them, Allie. This page will teach us information about insects that live near the water.
Hey, Bud, I know you're interested in insects, but I never realized how interesting they are. That's right. I can't wait to read this book and learn even more about these fascinating creatures. I'm so glad you all enjoyed the book walk. It does seem so interesting. Friends at home, make sure that you tune in right after this episode of Bud and Allie to watch the insect lesson coming up. Your MPB Classroom TV teachers will help us read this very exciting book.
We're going to learn so much more in the next lesson. Content for this Bud and Allie show was created using content from Core Knowledge Language Arts second grade units on insects. We thank Core Knowledge for publicly sharing these materials. I hope all the boys and girls will join us next time for the Bud and Allie show.
Bye,
Bye
everyone.
everyone.
See you
See
later.
you next time.